new day, or should I say a new afternoon or even night. And already I have to read myself into new Twitch shit. Like new Twitch rules and stuff. Ugh. Why can't it just be so simple? It's like you just turn it on, you just be happy, you're just making your stuff. And that's it. Now we're gonna have new rules, baby. I have some new stuff that you just have to follow. Wacky new rulings. Alright, so I haven't streamed in a while. I think this is like a week ago or something. The previous one. And yeah. The reason for that is because I have actually sent out the shit to playtesters, made improvements off stream to just adjust and fix things, did made slightly graphic enhances and all that sort of stuff, but I will explain that in a bit. The main thing with me not streaming is because first and foremost, this weather is getting under my skin. It's way too hot. My room, it's consistently 30 degrees Celsius. So no matter what I do. So that's fun. Having constantly to sweat in my own room. Feeling like absolutely emotionless and like motivationless to do anything. All I want to do is just lie on the ground and sweat away. The second thing is like after I made this, after I finished this level and I got some feedback in, I did make the updates. And for the most part, I just don't know what to do after this. I'm in this weird part where I'm like now thinking about what my next level could be, the next thing that I could make. And I'm currently in this weird creative block phase that I constantly enter. So I'm just gonna give you a quick overview what I did improve and change. I don't need necessarily to play through it again because I did that on console multiple times. At least with like a recent version. And even if I would like playtest it on console again, if I would send it out to playtesters, but I have finished a version for the playtesters, a third version. And that's the last time I'm gonna do this for now. This is going to be a short stream too because I need to wake up early in the morning. Because my Amazon delivery is coming with the new hard drive, as you may know. My C drive is about to eventually kick the dust. So I did make a full backup in case it dies on me right now. And when I get the new one, I can just replace it with the new one. Right, so first things first, what I did is improve some of these corner sections. Remember when I said like, yeah, I don't care about how this looks, if it's a slightly cut off? Yeah, I lied. I was really bothered by that, so I made extra tiles. Even more tiles to like do this sort of stuff so it looks nicer, not as cut off anymore. I did a lot of other stuff, like I have written down some ideas, I have written down some stuff, and some of the feedback that I got, I did actually follow suit, so let me start with third world's things because those were the first ones that I got. So the first thing that I changed is like server decoration objects like these cacti are now out of the path because no matter how I designed these objects, they will always confuse people. So they're out of the path, and yeah, I feel like those objects are just confusing because they look colorized identical. There as well cacti. Kinda sad about that because I kinda wish I could use these on slopes and stuff to make them more vibrant, but if it hurts readability, it needs to go. And obviously, yeah, it hurt visibility. They said it's not that bad, but if they are already bothered by it and already mentioning it, that is already, I think, too much. If they're already mentioning it, it means they actually are bothered in some way or capacity. So the best thing is to just move it out of the way. It's not bad anyways because it's just decorative anyway, and the decoration should not remove from the gameplay. It should not distract from it too much. Well, that's one thing I did. So the green power key, I was like a complaint, is too slow. Despite the fact it being already faster than the usual power key, but the problem here is that it was so slow. God, I'm screaming against this song. It was so slow that you could easily fall off from it if you spin jump slightly faster to the side. So I just crank up the speed a tiny bit, so it's now much better to bounce on it faster. You can still fall off from the side because there's stuff planned later where that will be required that you jump off the pokey. But not in this level. Alright, so the biggest issue was this midway in the sub-level 25. Oh, that's 24. So this insane long section here, all the way over there, was all in one go. This was all in one go, and it was ridiculous. It was bloody insane. It's like 260 milliseconds when I played this. So what I did was he suggested placing a midway right here, where there was just a great cat pokey for nothing there. So I did that. I just removed the cat pokey, added a midway. And it's much nicer. It feels much shorter, these sections, but hey, there's more waiting involved. So might as well shorten that. By the way, when we talk about waiting, I removed some of the waiting in these sections by making the things faster, making the pokey faster, and adjusting certain patterns. This one, for example, instead of having to wait here for it to come down and this one to come up, you can basically just go through here now, wait here, have this lower down, zoom across here and get onto this ride. So all this is much faster and quicker now. And that is like for a lot of the level the case. There isn't as much waiting because of this anymore than there used to be. So Pat had the issue from the small playtime that he had in this, that he couldn't see these grey pokies that well. I mean, they're great, they kind of pop off and stuff, but the issue was that he couldn't see them because they weren't like necessarily moving or anything. So what I did is I gave them a little eye animation. We'll play from this to this, and their body pieces would either move. It's subtle, but I think it's moving enough to actually symbolize that this is a sprite object, because a lot of the things here was like moving, but they didn't until they didn't pop out as much. Now they're actually moving with an eye animation, so this should hopefully help with visibility a bit. And then Mega gave me a lot of helpful notes, such as like dropping a specific section in screen A0. The 0A, this one. This one used to be a tire higher. I just lowered all of this because it was, there's no reason for this ground to be this high up, so I lowered it all by one tile. The same deal here. Yeah, I had to lower this a little bit. It's no longer as easily cheesable because now you have to step here. I mean, I didn't care about the cheese really, but I needed to do this so you can land here easier. So this is either lowered by a tile, mostly. So it's either easier now to see yourself if you do big jumps and stuff. So obviously the midway was also an issue because Mega played the same version that Third Wall played. It didn't have the midway before. So another issue this level had was in this section that if you hit the spiny in a specific quick way, where here the layer 2 would drop, it would jump into the ceiling and like bounce frantically left and right and just turn around occasionally. And to prevent that, I have risen up the layer 2 tiles up. Because if you are here spin jumping, chances are that you're not going to live through that. But the spiny has like enough space to get through. Another opinion was like to color these green gems into red color gems like this. Like in a similar tint like the green gems were before, but reddish. Because red is a danger color. And I totally agree with that. Because the green color would make you assume like it's a good thing, right? Because green is often associated with like something good, like health or healing and stuff like that, or positive things, because usually it's like green is the good, yellow is like middle, and red is like danger, the color of danger. Yellow can be either color of danger, but so I adjusted the final card because the previous version had like one of the bones here in the middle and just rise up and down. But the problem was like that you couldn't see the pillar behind this ledge. So it was kind of obscured by that. So what I did instead is like I'm having the gems here on the side instead. And they go up and down instead like this. It's obviously not the same thing because now you can just stay here. But I guess it's better for visibility. Like, a lot of the things that are kinda saddening are mostly the things like, I wish I could be doing this, but visibility ruins it. And I feel like that's my biggest issue always. Is that I have great ideas and great things. But it's like, oh, this is visually not really great. And it's like, yeah, you know what? Then I'm gonna have to change it to this boring version, I guess. Because otherwise it looks either ugly or just, I don't know. It didn't look very good. So this is the option instead for that. I did fix like a weird bug that when the smash thing smashes down, it would just sink in 8 pixels into the ground. And if you spit jumped on this section in particular here, you would just fucking die from the thing from crashing down like this. Which isn't the best thing. So what I did instead was like lowering the speed down. And it actually did fix that. Now it's slower on the way down, sure, but it's barely noticeable. And at least it doesn't clip into the ground anymore as much. I think it's like a pixel or something, or even not a pixel, it's like hitting even above it a little bit. So it's much more fair. And another thing is that this cactus section got changed. It used to be like 5 cactus sprites. I removed one and I adjusted this so it's now a downward staircase like this. So if you spin jump, you just tuck downwards and land here. I also added this ledge because this pit was probably very annoying because people fell down into that hole so many times. I mean, I did too in the playtesting. That should have been a warning. Next time I'm definitely going to be more careful with that, hopefully. But yeah, there's like no more ground to cover. It's no longer as terribly difficult. Like, I basically nerfed this all again. But hey, it's the second level, so I should give people a break. Yeah, so that was like most of the playtester stuff. Oh yeah, another thing that I did is that I gave the spinies black outlines because everything else had a black outline, and Mega was like, it's kind of weird to see the spinies having no black outlines. So it's like, yeah, you know what? You're kind of right with that because SMW spinies don't have black outlines either, which is weird. So I edited the spiny sprites to have no black outlines too. So obviously that's not the only things that I did over the course. Another thing that I did is that I actually kicked out the global animations. So I can have my own global animations when necessary. Which, let's be honest, are not gonna be that many. Because I'm a guy that more works on a per level base most of the time. With the only exception being the Yoshi coin. As you may have noticed, the Yoshi coin, which is a star card in this game, has now a fancy animation. This animation I just did today. Because I felt like it needs to like pop out a little bit more, and it needs to be like looking like a nice collectible item. And it's always weird to me that the Yoshi coin itself isn't animated or anything, but normal coins are. That also meant having to restructure all of this up here because how animations work. No big deal, since I don't have any XGFX that have modified this aside from one XGFX. But that one isn't as important with that, because that one has lots of other things loaded. So that shouldn't be an issue. Actually, I need to look. Hang on a second. Oh right, okay, yeah. That one has global animations turned off. I forgot. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright. That level has global animations turned off, so I don't have to worry about that. I will probably do that with all the rooms that are kinda like that secret room. Another thing that I did add to this is, like, aside from the animation for the coin, is the autosave ASM on the overworld. So now if you walk away from a level space to another, you automatically save the game. To basically like complement the checkpoint saving, because so far only the checkpoints have saved, but if you have beaten the level it didn't save necessarily, so now the checkpoints are saving, and now when you move from a tile to tile it saves automatically. Just wish there would be like a thing that would just save whenever you go to the overworld instead of like walking from a tile or something like that. That would be actually neat. Because I feel it's so weird when you walk from a tile that it saves. I guess it's made because of the overworld event stuff. Like the events. But yeah. And now I'm in this weird place where I have talked about everything that I've made or done, but I have like no idea what I want to do now. Or not a plan what I could be doing, because it's hot, I'm sweating, my mind is absolutely not on building mode. And yeah, I almost no plans, so maybe I will do some brainstorming, maybe I will look at some inspiration, or maybe we will just do some city ASM. Alternatively, I also could just show off some of the improvements, in quotation marks, improvements that I've made. Hang on. Where is it? There it is. I need to like ask Baba how he does the title screens that still move when you press buttons on the title screen or something. Like I know there's like a way how to do that. I haven't seen it or anything like that. Oh yeah, I forgot. I did add a sprite hut into this game now. So there's no layer 3 hut anymore, because the layer 3 hut was broken most of the time when I tried to edit it, so it's now gone. And instead we have this nice looking sprite custom bar, which removes a lot of the visual clutter. There's either the pokey animation, which hopefully should make it look more active and more like a sprite, rather than just a background object and blend into the background. Oh yeah, since I got rid of the layer 3 status bar, that also means that I can now use full-scale layer 3 backgrounds. And also use parallax effects, which I also re-implemented because the layer 3 in this level had a parallax effect. But for some reason in the space ROM that didn't work before, so I had to like cut out the parallax and I opted in for a gradient instead in that cave segment. But since the layer 3 status bar is now completely dead and we have a sprite status bar instead, there is no more reason to not have the parallax in the cave section, so it's back. I feel like this is going to be more an update stream where I just talk about the things that I did off camera and then I just go to bed and next time hopefully have something to work on, because man, the heat is really giving it to me and my head is extremely devoid of any ideas. I did other small adjustments. As you have noticed, if you die, stuff still moves. That's like in several hacks like that. The retries moves up and down. And Yoshi coins have a separate graphic in the HUD. They don't look like coins, they look like actual cards in the HUD. So I have to thank Kevin for that, because Kevin made an update for the sprite status bar for the ROM hack racer space ROM. I could see myself as basically a playtester of the base ROM for like things people normally wouldn't do or wouldn't want to do. I have to say, I did feel like I'm having more responsive control. It's on the NT with a Super Famicom controller, but man, does it hurt my hands after a short play session already. Like, the Super Nintendo controller feels like rough on my hands to hold it. At least compared to something like this Xbox controller. That is easily still one of the worst, if not hardest sections in this level. That escort trip over there. Luckily it's like the last really difficult part before a checkpoint. But then again, like, I've died enough times after that to easy shit, so... There have been various like level ideas that I want to make. I'm not happy with them at the moment, or I'm thinking about like what I could be doing with those. God, this part is like brutal. I have a playtest that actually tells me like to nerf that section a tiny bit. I might go back and do that. Then again, the other section used to be troublesome and it's actually not that bad. Okay, I lied, it's still that. Then again, like, I'm probably way too tired. Not from streaming necessarily, but from the day as a whole, because it hasn't been any colder in my room. It's 30 degrees Celsius through the entire day, and it's insane. I so much despise summer because of these temperatures. Good, it has moved further away. That's exactly what I wanted. Stupid, sexy, spiny. I don't like how the green cactus, as a result of speeding it up, now vibes this hard, but what do you want to do? Some visual sacrifices have to be made. There's probably ways to do that too and fix it, but hey, not necessarily required right now if I really want to. Oh, my eyes are feeling heavy, man. God damn it. Why am I so bad at this? Oh. Oh god. I'm so tired. I really can't do it, I guess. Now it sounds pathetic given that I'm not even on for an hour, but summer flippin' wrecks me so hard. I really wish it would be already like autumn again or winter. Because hot dang, it's so hot. I sound like a crybaby when I say this, but I can't handle heat that well. Like there's like so many people who are like, oh yes, it's so amazing, finally it's summer, 30 degrees Celsius, let's go. And it's like, I'm not one of those people. Yeah, you cannot cheese it that easily anymore. That is automatically being removed as well with that, but I didn't necessarily want it to de-cheese it, it's just that lowering everything by one tile kinda did it like that. Because I didn't want it to lower that section there as well by one tile. Because that one actually feels okay as it is. And I know I said it in multiple chats, but I need to repeat it here. It's like, Overwatch isn't necessarily that hard for me. Overwatch is actually very chill work for me most of the time. And it's so much easier for me to just design an overworld. Designing the actual levels is so much more like a nightmare for me. Especially the more I make, the harder it gets. With Overwatch, I feel like that's never really the case. At least this far it's not. Oh my god, okay, I'm way too tired for this. So I'm gonna just show the inside section a little bit and then probably go to bed. I really hate to cut it. This is like insanely short, but see it as like a me giving an update stream rather than an actual Lunar Magic one. What I have done like off stream and stuff like that. Because I felt terrible for not doing anything because I had like things again grabbing my attention, people having issues that needed fixing, and personal issues of like the whole SSD drive scenario. Oh yeah, I fixed the midway animation as well. It doesn't look ugly anymore. It's no longer ugly. It used to have like a tile or two that wouldn't necessarily animate in the proper way, so it now is an airy tile smooth instead of having some weird tiles that are missing in frame of animation. The funny thing is, like in SMW, they just had the same tile duplicate there. Was it duplicated? So you could just edit that tile to like have the different animation, and there you go. You have fixed the tile. I think this card, star card animation is like... First I was like skeptical about it because I was like, eh. But it's like, it has grown on me. And I still don't know to this day what is causing these weird lag spikes to happen in this. It's not the parallax that I re-added, because in the version that Mega played, this parallax wasn't in, and third wall, but it still lags sometimes in those versions as well. So here would be midway. Oh yeah, I actually buffed this section as well. Like, I nerfed this part by making the ceiling higher, but I buffed this section so you can still do it without the spiny, I think. But man, do you have to be like either extremely lucky or extremely precise now. Because technically speaking, you could just like, with the new Palki speed and the new like spiny arrangement here of the ceiling, you could have just like skipped this part without using the spiny, just using the Palki very easily. But you can still do it, but it's very hard. It's like harder than the intended strat, which is what I'm going for, because I like giving people having the option still, but I don't want to necessarily encourage that. Okay, that was weird. Couldn't grab this for some reason. Holy fuck, that was the fastest I ever got through that section. So yeah, that's basically the stuff that has been in this by now. No real big levels yet, no real fancy graphics or ideas yet. I'm working on the idea sheet here. Getting some stuff out, and hopefully next time I definitely have something more substantial that is worth showing off. This is more a recap. I will actually probably label it as like a recap stream or something. So that there's at least something here and I'm not like completely lost, especially since multiple people started now following and looking into this sort of stuff. I don't necessarily want to disappoint either. I want to be a good guy and have like actually stuff to show. It's just that the stuff sometimes takes time and is slow, and sometimes I just can't get things out of my brain. And this is one of those moments where it's not that much where we are not necessarily that much productive, but we at least talk about stuff. And I did some stuff off screen, but now I showed that stuff off, so at least you are now up to speed as well. So before I go to bed, is there something else I want to do? I don't want to rate a person after this because I feel like rating after this feels kind of wrong. That way we didn't do necessarily anything or much. So I'm just gonna probably cut off the stream and say good night. I really wish I would be more energized, more having more brain cells for this night and stuff like that, but as I said, like, stuff is not in the best place. It could be. And therefore I can't sadly work like fully on something. Tomorrow is going to be the delivery of my new C drive, so I will probably spend most of the time like handling that. That means no early stream, no. I have to see like if when I get things sorted later, if I can do more streaming that day, and hopefully we can like work on something more interesting then. It's just that sometimes I'm in this weird phase and my brain just can't do anything. You cannot force creativity. That's impossible. Sometimes you just have days like these. Wish I would have something else to like fill out 5 more minutes, because at an hour mark I feel like it's perfect to cut out, but not necessarily anything special to say. Oh, yes I have. Nintendo Direct. Fun. Actually surprised, call me impressed. I did not expect that. Direct. Not gonna say much because obviously there's people that want to see it for themselves. I'm gonna give you this one. It's worth a watch, definitely. Especially if you like Mario, it's worth a watch. So, Direct was pretty great. Is there like games that I would be interested into? Absolutely, like more than one actually as well. Like, call me impressed. Like most Directs, I was like, maybe one game, maybe none of the games. And this Direct was like, actually there's like maybe 3, 4, 5 games. There's like a handful. But I also don't want to be that guy that is like lost in video games to play again, because I have such a massive backlog of things I need to still play, make, or do, or whatever. So this list is going to be longer than infinity up to this point. So I'm definitely going to work on this hack more. Because people want also a Magia hack. And I get it. Magia is cool. I want to make a Magia hack too. And it's planned. And there's probably going to be also lots of shenanigans. If not, I'm going to stream it as well. The thing is, I need to finish this first. Because I feel like otherwise no hack gets finished. I'm gonna use these streams as like motivational boosts for me. So now that I have talked about the stuff that I have done off screen here, I hopefully can find motivation again to like come up with new stuff as soon as possible after the SSD stuff has been settled. So short stream, but hey, what do you want to do? I can talk a little bit about the stuff that I've been going through my head. Like, one idea was like to maybe make a level that's kinda inspired by the first level of Invictus. Because I feel like if a level has been used as an inspiration in many games, in many hacks as the first level, it was always Grand Poor too. And as a follow-up in terms of like difficulty or like your path from Invictus, I kind of want something Invictus in here, maybe. So maybe I will look at the first level of Invictus and try to like be creative and like make it my version of that level with like some neat, more gimmicky twists. Because my stuff is like more chocolate crazy than Invictus is probably. And kinda would be interested to see that. Another idea is like an idea that I have for like one of the Donkey Kong Country games. The third game, to be honest, because I feel like the third game is like not getting as much love as it like it doesn't get as much love, but it has like interesting ideas, and I feel like one of those particular ideas I could eventually translate into Mario World. I just have to see how I code the ASM for that. So there's that. Speaking of Donkey Kong Country, there's some DKC2 music. Yeah. And I have various other like ideas, like setting ideas, name ideas, all written down in the idea sheet. So maybe I think about more stuff. And I'm like hanging out in other streams as well, like look at other ROM hacks and have like fun discussions with people. And sometimes I get ideas from there. So there's another level idea that I just picked up today, or at least a concept that I want to try or do something similar to, but with like my unique spin on it. Because I feel like that's where I excel, is like wacky hero stuff. What else? It's just that there's so much that I could be doing and I'm just paralyzed a little bit. But I feel like as soon as I like actually like just hop in and try, we will be moving, and then we will build some basic stuff. We will probably build a not so pretty base level, and then the fancy stuff will happen. I mean, again, I'm not saying this often, but this background here, I'm surprised how good it looks now. Like compared to the previous background. The previous background was nice already, but it was definitely like outdated. So who knows what we will cook up next time. I'm really happy with this level, I feel like. maybe this and this section. If I need to touch up a section, it would be these two probably. If I would ever touch this level ever again. It would be one of these two, if not both. Because I feel like the rest is actually fine as it is. Maybe this. Like, it's always like these spiny sections that are like this. But who knows? Who knows? Sorry again if this is like short. I need to cut it here and stuff like that, but at least I did say hello. I give a signal. I'm like telling you guys I'm not dead. I'm working on stuff. Just off stream, I just worked at a few things. So I hope this was a nice update for you. And yeah, thank you so much for watching and lurking. Thank you so much for watching the VOD. You watchers as well. I'm giving you a thank you as well. Because I know there's some people that watch the VODs. And I appreciate that. And yeah. Thank you again everybody, and I will see you next time.